Welcome back to another episode of CCW Insider, where we talk about the matches and stories from wrestling's last territory, Coastal Championship Wrestling. My name is Ryan Joy, and I run minutestobelltime.com, a website and database tracking pro wrestling around the world. On today's episode, I am talking with Meto. He's been called the Rookie of the Year, Breakout Star, and he has an incredible story of adversity moving from Bulgaria to the United States just 3 years ago, and then finding his way to Coastal Championship Wrestling. You're not going to want to miss this episode, and it starts right now. I'm talking with a man that was referred to as Rookie of the Year, CCW's top prospect. It's the Bulgarian Punisher, Meto, on today's episode of CCW Insider. Meto, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me, sir. My pleasure.
Absolutely. So, you are from Bulgaria, and I just, right out of the gate, I want to know, what is the wrestling scene like in Bulgaria?
Well, when I was growing up, nobody was a fan of wrestling but me, so I had to stay quiet because they referred it as the fake thing. So yeah. when you say you're a wrestling fan, like they just look at you like, this guy's not for real. We're tough guys. We're MMA guys and things like that. But yeah, nowadays, like, people understand the business, respect it a lot more, and probably that's thanks to Miro. Yeah, but it was really tough, man. It was really tough. My uncle used to lock the channel so I don't watch wrestling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So wrestling was on TV, but were there local promotions? Were there like indies in or?
No, sir. We only had WWE.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The first time I heard of for something outside of WWE was probably like 2014 or 15. It was like New Japan and TNA. Those are the only three things that, yeah.
And how long have you been in the States?
For 3 years now.
Okay, for 3 years. So majority of your life, I guess, was in Bulgaria, and you're recently here. What made you decide to move to the United States?
Professional wrestling.
Okay.
It's simple as that, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, so you said you were like a fan of wrestling growing up. Who were some of your favorites from WWE? I guess is what you were watching.
Yeah. Well,
cool.
So I was a fan my whole life. Like, my first memory is 2003 Unforgiven, Goldberg spearing Triple H for the World Heavyweight title, and that was it for me. I was like, that's it. I'll be a professional wrestler. That's my dream. But I love Triple H. I love Shawn Michaels. I love Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, like Miro, Gangrel himself, like Brock Lesnar. Eddie Guerrero was a huge inspiration for me. I was such a big fan of the Latino Heat, and when the tragedy happens, like, cried for like 3 days. Like, he was such a big influence. Like Rey Mysterio. Like, I can't name one because I love so many of them.
So you mentioned that your memory of Goldberg winning the world title, and it strikes me that one of your moves that you use often to win matches, and you can go watch you against ERA from Breakout 9 on the CCW YouTube channel, is the spear. Is that where you're pulling that from? Like, you're influenced by Goldberg there?
I think so. I mean, yeah, I can say so. Yeah, but I think I do it better, man.
Yeah. Well, you're winning more matches lately than him, so
yeah,
definitely.
A little lately. Like, well, he won 163, right?
And well, do you know what's your number? Because at least last time I knew you were undefeated. Are you still undefeated?
Yes, sir. I still am. It's about, like, I don't know, 20, 25, something like that.
This is pro wrestling. So that might as well be 250.
Yeah, right. Everything's bigger.
So if you scroll back in your Instagram, there is a picture of you, and you brought him up a couple of times already, Miro, at the gym. Is there a story behind that picture?
That's the first time that I met him. I was 18 years old. Yeah. So he was in Bulgaria, and I was working at the time as a truck driver, like a bus driver, delivery guy, stuff like that. And I really wanted to get into it. I just finished high school, and I contacted his mom, and she was nice enough and kind enough, and his brother as well, to give me his number because he was in the country. So we set up a meeting because his brother was like, well, we want to be a wrestler, better show him something at the gym, right? Like, I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. And but at the end it turns out that we work out at the same gym at just different timeline, just different schedule.
Oh,
And his brother called him for me, and we set up a meeting for the next day. And I just the next day I was so nervous. I went to work, like, I bet my head was like, Miro, I want to see Miro. Like, I wasn't focused on work or anything. So I pushed it through. Went to the gym, finally saw him, and he was super cool. He was the nicest guy ever, and he helped me. He helped me. He told me like he's gonna help me, he's gonna take care of me, and he did. He did. Thanks to him.
did he have any advice for you at that point of your, you wanting to get into the business? Did he have any advice?
Yeah. Find a wrestling school. Find a wrestling
Yeah.
school with a good trainer. Because
Yeah.
I ask them. Majority of people, they ask them for the easy way. They ask them like, hey, can you take me to WWE, or hey, hook me up with AEW or whatever. But my approach was different. I don't want him to take me somewhere. I want him to show me the steps so I can do it myself, because that's how I want to. I don't want to milk him for things. We're
Right.
friends, but I don't want to be known as the guy like who made it because of Miro or something. Yeah, he's helped me so much. Like, he's helped me so much, but I still want to make it on my own.
Well, that was super nice of him to meet with you, like
Yeah,
not knowing who you are or anything, just being,
exactly,
down to
exactly.
earth and meet.
Incredibly nice.
Yeah. So, is there a so you moved to the States 3 years ago. That process must have been a pain. What was that like? You have a story about moving to the States at all?
To move in the States, yeah, well, first of all, I needed a lot of money to move to the States, and I was working my ass off to make the money, but in my country they don't really pay you a lot of money, so I was just working basically pretty much for free. Like the first 3 months that I was working as a delivery guy, for the 3 months total they paid me $350. I was
Wow.
like, I can't do anything. Not monthly, for the whole 3 months, 6 days a
Wow.
week, 12-hour shifts and stuff like that. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
in my head, I'm like, I need money for professional wrestling. I need a lot of money to go to the States, so I need to leave. And I was 18. I packed my stuff. I went to Belgium for a little bit. Didn't work. Came back home. Went to Spain. Stayed there for like a year and a half. Finally made the money. Came back home. Gave Miro a call. I told him like, hey, I finally got the money. What am I doing? Where am I going? And he said, okay, let's meet. And we met again. There's also a picture on Instagram. We met again, but this time not at the gym. We were just drinking coffee. So whatever. So we met again, and I told him like, listen, I get the opportunity with the agency that I'm going to the States. They can send me wherever I want. So you just tell me where I'm going. And he just say, you go to Miami and you're gonna train with Gangrel. I was like, cool. And that was it. Like, I bought a ticket for Miami and straight went. I
Wow.
didn't know anybody in the States. I just took the leap of faith, and that's it.
I mean, a lot of people would have given up, right? I mean, you went to Belgium for a while, and you
Yeah.
took it. I mean, you had to get out of country just to get the money to move over. I think a lot of people would have given
And
up
let me
given
tell you,
that.
Belgium was the same thing. I worked for free again. They didn't pay me anything.
Oh my
If something,
gosh.
they kicked me out of the house, so I had to sleep at the airport.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
Well, this is a lot of adversity that you faced before you even like have your first day training in wrestling, which is,
yeah,
you know,
it is a
a
lot. Yeah.
uphill battle even after you start. So that's incredible. So my next question was going to be, now that you're here, how did you find your way to CCW? But it sounds like um, Miro kind of said you're going to train with Gangrel. So
Yeah.
uh, were you aware of? I'm trying to think of the timing of Gangrel's, fame in WWE, but you knew who he was,
Man,
right?
absolutely. I love wrestling. I know them all. Like, I was a big fan. Like
Right.
me and my sister, she used to love Edge. I loved Gangrel, so we're always like, butting
Ah,
heads.
okay. So so you hear you're going to be training with Gangrel. What's going through your mind at that point? Because he's somebody that you've watched on TV. What's going
Well,
on in your head? I'm going to be learning from Gangrel. This is a big deal.
Well, yeah, the first thing that came in my head is like, so am I gonna be a vampire or something? That was the very first thing. He's the vampire warrior. What else you can think of? But no, I've heard like that he's like a top coach. Like everybody tells you, if you want to learn how to wrestle, go to Gangrel. So I've heard that because I've read a lot of stuff online about wrestling schools before I met Miro and stuff like that. And every comment it says like, if you want to learn how to wrestle, go to Gangrel. He'll give you the best foundation ever. He's like the top wrestling trainer, and he is. But I also heard he's really intense, which he is. So I was super excited when Miro said Gangrel. I was like, man, awesome. Like, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. So you've been training with Gangrel now for a while. What's it been like actually training at the CCW training facility and with Gangrel?
Intensity. Insane. It's been insane, man. It's like to me personally, it's a dream come true. Like, it's good that it's intense, because that's what you want. You want to be the best. You want to learn from the best. So the harder it is right now, the easier it's going to be in the future. I mean, and it's, of course, it's not going to be easier, but that's the saying, right? So it's really hard, but it's worth it. At the end of the day, it's worth it. Like,
Sure. All right, Meto has already talked to us about the crazy things that he had to go through just to get to this country. But I poked and prodded a little bit, and there's a little bit more to the story. So check it out right here.
no, just a bunch of girls wanted something from me, but my mind was like, I'm here to work. I'm here to make my money. Like, I don't
Oh,
have time
geez.
for a relationship. So they just took it the wrong way, and they told the boss, and then the boss was not happy, and he fired me. Then I went to another field, like same thing happened. Then another same thing happened. My uncle was just laughing his ass off. He's like, "You're just not meant for this job." It's like, I guess not.
Okay. Okay. So in CCW, what are some of your immediate and long-term goals at CCW?
Remain undefeated and become the champion. Maybe become the first ever undefeated champion. If that, I don't know if somebody's ever done it. So I'm on a good tracks. I just want to kick ass.
Makes sense.
Yeah, right.
Um, so this episode it's going to air probably in about a month on July 25th. I'm not sure who you're going to have coming up as an opponent shortly thereafter that, but whomever that is, what message would you send to them about they're going to be facing you? What do you want to tell them?
We're talking about Nashville, right?
Uh, I guess that's about the right time. Yeah.
Yeah, because man,
Yeah.
Summer Glory, the biggest event in the summer for CCW. Whoever's my opponent, bring your A game. Because I'm not settling for less, man. I stay ready. I don't have to get ready because I stay ready. So you better come prepared because it's gonna be a war, whoever you are.
I mentioned earlier you had a match against ERA on Alive Wrestling, and I
Yes,
know there's a
sir.
few other matches on Alive. You teaming with Lakay. What match would you send people to watch and see and like to understand about what you're all about and to get the Meto flavor if they haven't seen you wrestle before?
On YouTube, like you didn't mention me versus Gangrel.
It's available on YouTube?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That
Okay.
that's what I highly recommend to people to go watch. Me versus
Okay.
Gangrel and Damian Fenrir. Me versus Damian Fenrir on Homestead Show. Go watch that match.
Those are the ones
And
that you push people towards.
ERA, amazing. Like, man, like, go watch them all.
Very good. Very good. Anything else that you want to tell people about your journey, about anything? Where to find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me mainly on Instagram. That's the only thing that I use. I barely use it, but you can find me there. It's Meto Insta, Meto.insta. You can see some wrestling videos over there if you're interested. But yeah, what I want to say to people is just don't give up on your dreams. Whatever happens, don't give up. If somebody tells you you're not good enough or whatever it is, just never give up, and it's gonna happen. Just follow God and your coach, and everything's gonna come the right way if you believe in it. If you want it bad enough, it's gonna happen. You want some, get some. Bad enough, take some. It's not just a attitude; it's a lifestyle.
There you go. Well, it strikes me that now that you've said that, I've mentioned before there was so much adversity that you had to go through. You jumping countries and things like that. Was there something in your life that kind of helped you get through all that? Because I mean, it was a lot. Was there something that like you?
That's before I got in the States. But when I got in the States, it's a lot more than that. Like talking about injuries, blood in the brain, life-threatening injury, brain damage, torn hamstring. It just never ends.
But the goal of getting to being a professional wrestler, that's what kind of pushed you through, you think?
Yeah, it's the mindset, man. I want to be the best. Like when I get in the ring, no one's gonna outwork me. Like I want to be the best. That's my mindset. I'm the best. I don't care who you are. You're not gonna outwork me. You're not better than me. We breathe the same air, right? What makes you different than me? Nothing. So I want to be the best. That's all.
All right.
And God, man. Like I'm a big believer in God. So.
Well, I want to thank you very much for your time today, and like I said, everybody can go and watch you at Summer Glory in Nashville towards the end of the month.
Yes, end of July. Watch that, please. Like, it's gonna be a really good show.
People will be in town.
I don't want to give you spoilers or anything, but stay tuned. It's gonna be a really good show.
Well, that's our show, and it was really a great one. I really enjoyed talking with Meto from Coastal Championship Wrestling on today's episode of CCW Insider. Drop us a comment on who you'd like to see on the show in the future, and follow me at Minutes to Bell Time on Facebook and Twitter. Follow Coastal Championship Wrestling on the same platforms. Watch CCW Alive Wrestling every Tuesday at 7 p.m. A special thank you to Meto for today's episode. An incredible story of going from Bulgaria to the United States, working a bunch of jobs, not making any money. Luckily, being able to get connected with Miro, who gave him some great advice on who to train with, Gangrel. And then here we are. He's undefeated in CCW. So line up, and you're probably going to get one of those Goldberg-inspired spears from Meto. So thank you very much, Meto, and we will see everybody next week. You have been watching CCW Insider, produced by Minutes to Bell Time in association with Coastal Championship Wrestling.